From esports, trying to find what angle they can, trying to find somebody out of position.
We're gonna go through on this. Oh, what a roll! See White gonna go in.
It's going to be a really, really interesting one.
Oh my god. All of this competition could be so damn close, so I cannot wait for us to finally decide who's going to be the champion. We are expecting some chaos, some great moments.
The Beast Mode has killed 3. Only gonna really need that rampage, so it's gonna clear it out. Santi gonna get themselves a big old 4K. Oh. Santi's getting rid of 3, clearing out the house.
That is crazy.
Nunji actually kills 3 people.
This team feels entirely different on this faster composition. Now Sagafar is hanging around, getting onto the high ground. Post bomb's gonna stick under Linky. They're not gonna be able to survive it at the end of the day. Manages to find a 3K.
Rio shoving this Ana into a corner. Woo! One more for the road for Rio.
That is all in go. Melophobia with 3. Melophobia starting the fight. They'll end the fight. Oh my god. Beagle Bus, they have to play aggressively into this energy. Popping off in a moment where you needed just that. Ruby in that backline. Oh, the flick. Looking for it. Oh my goodness. The 4-1 as well. Do they get the ace? They get the ace.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Console Gaming League. We are here for the losers finals, and which should be a banger of a series. Visored versus Atlas Kessoku. I'm Joker's Ransom, that's Egder, and we are here, ready to go.
Yeah, that we are. Both these teams had a hell of a time to get here, and this is an all-or-nothing matchup. We are in the lower bracket of these playoffs. We are in deep waters, and both these teams know that they have been dragged here, and both these teams really need to put on the performance of a lifetime today. They have had a hell of a time getting here. As we have a quick look at the bracket, the Fallen have secured their spot in the finals. They faced off against Visored in the first in one of the first bracket matches, immediately felled them in 5 maps as well. Visored, you know, have started a crazy lower bracket run. 3 matches, 2 of them going the distance, and now they've got themselves against Atlas Kessoku, who also fell to the Fallen in 5 maps to get themselves here. So we're noticing a little bit of a trend with these teams. They love going to 5 maps, whether that's because, you know, every map is super close, or it's just one map is completely lopsided, then the other team gets picked bans, and then tennis theory kicks in. You never know, right? But this one, at least on paper, should be an absolute banger. Teams that literally can't stop going the distance, probably going the distance to get a spot in the grand finals.
Yeah, and like you were saying earlier on, I mean, Visored was one of the top seeds in the tournament, right? And lost round 1, had to go through almost everyone. I mean, only one real easy game against Iliad Poseidon. Every other match has been 5. Is that tonight where we see that change, or is it going to change tonight, or is it going to continue?
That has yet to be seen, Mr. Ransom. It should be a banger. Of course, having to go against the Fallen is going to be a tough prospect, but I think both these teams recognize that like it's a very beatable threat. You know, if you're able to get to 5 maps, it's generally like when you get dumpstered like 3-0 repeatedly by teams, then it's like, okay, we are a little bit screwed, but not going to be a problem. Of course, a lot on the line with this matchup. We have first map for you. We are in our playoff map pool. It is going to be a best of 5, first to 3. Lijiang Tower going to be the initial pick. The first ban seems to be Tracer coming out, and never mind. We're going to do the hero bans live. Okay. Well, we were somewhat informed about Tracer. Okay, so Tracer's in an interesting spot right now. The nerfs came in about a month ago, and she's kind of settled into a spot where they were surprisingly... The nerf itself was relatively minor, at least on paper, right? It had a big impact. Her win rate dropped by, like, at least, like, 6% at the highest levels. It was kind of crazy. Now she's, like, teetering at the point of, like, okay, Tracer's always going to be a fine pick for you, but we are in a meta where, you know, having, you know... The death of Hitscan was greatly exaggerated. You have one insane Hitscan player, right? We've seen the ability of them to just completely take over lobbies, and then maybe you can run like a Zarya with a flex. You know, Venture, very, very popular. Reaper, quite popular. Symmetra, probably the most popular. You know, fundamentally changing the idea of the game. Of course, is the Masters tier, so it's not quite going to be a case of, oh, we have to play the Sim because it's at the top level. Whatever these players are comfortable on, whatever they can get their reps in on, they will do it, right? So, you know, make sure to look out for players just going off on characters which you did not think could be meta.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. Obviously, in Masters here, right? It can be a little bit off of what we were seeing in OWCS Stockholm, so we can still, you know, see other things here. But Ramatra being banned as well out. Very, very good tank at the moment. But we'll see what they decide to do with that going forward as we take a look here at Visored with Ethan and Easy Claps on the DPS. Alex the carry on tank, Stars, and Scraggy. Now, I don't know about you, Edgar. If Alex does not carry, I'm going to be quite disappointed.
Oh yeah, you cannot give yourself the name Alex the Carry and then just like not be the absolute GOAT, right? I mean, we're getting a bit of an idea of the most played characters here. The Wrecking Ball was very strong for some time, kind of in the recent, probably on Wu Yang's release. That's probably when he had the height of his strength. It turns out that minus 100 armor nerf hit him really, really hard, and our dear old Luna friend Hammond doesn't have such a good time in the meta thus far, but it's always a pretty good pocket pick, especially, you know, you take that, you play it for a bit, you get that shield perk, you become even more immortal than a Wrecking Ball generally already is, and that can work out quite well for you. We are also, of course, it takes 2 to tango, and we have to have a quick look at the other team as well, which is going to be Atlas, Kessoku, Spectre, and Iridescent on the DPS lineup. Edgy Mom is crazy work. Edgy Mom on the tank, and then Silsey and Astridia on support as well.
Now, I'd have to assume that Edgy Mom is, in fact, a mother, so...
You never know. I mean,
know. Maybe, you know. But I do know that's her first team ever, so... Hey, that's pretty cool, right? And we'll see how that goes, how they're... Well, I mean, obviously, they're really molding to team work because, well, they made it this far. They made it to losers finals. We'll see if they can continue going forward. However, as we do have the map, I believe, to go into quite soon here. At least we know where we're going to show you, and we can start talking about that.
Yeah, quite odd here, whether it's a thing behind the scenes or not, but from what I can see, Iridescent is listed as a tank player, predominantly playing the Hazard and the Junker Queen, so going to be either filling in on DPS today or just kind of flexing over to it, showing, you know, having the capacity on your team is going to be an utterly fantastic thing, but hey, look, if this goes to anything other than 5 maps, we have been cheated, we have been scammed, and we should probably demand refunds, right?
I'd have to agree. I'd have to
I mean,
agree.
it's the same thing if Alex doesn't carry, right? There's several, like, money-back guarantees that you get here at CGL, which is why CGL is the place to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, make sure to drop that follow. Make sure to join the Discord as well. We've got 4 streams going on right now. We had to literally we had to literally make a channel today to have 4 streams going today. So make sure to join the Discord to keep up to date with all the streams going on. We've got a multi-Twitch link in our stream notifications to watch every single one of them at the same time.
Who wouldn't want to watch like 12 CGL streams all at once? That would be absolutely fantastic here. Immediate look at what we can maybe expect from these teams. I think the names are currently flipped around. We will get that fixed very shortly. But Atlas on quite a standard composition with the Zarya Reaper. There's a reason it's such an annoying combo, right? Like, you're forced to make an awful decision, right? You bubble the Reaper in, and, like, okay, either you don't shoot him, and then Reaper just shreds your backline, or you do shoot him, Zarya gets charged, and then you lose the frontline war. And now that we have a D.Va in the mix as well, on the frontline to contest that, it's going to be a tough time.
I do really like this this Zarya pick, especially, but, well, as I say that, Edgy Mom takes a plunge in the drink there. Now, well, I'll have to try to turn it back. His Visored are still... No, Atlas Kessoku is still in control here, as that needs to be swapped around on screen. But so right now, Atlas Kessoku is in the blue, and they are in control of the point. As now we're going to go in here looking to get some kills. Iridescent, though, not going to find anything really, but now back into the team. Going to try to chunk some people down with the Hellfire shotguns. Ethan does find a shot now into the back line. Goes the Reaper, but nothing really doing quite just that. The rest of the team still doing some work. Alex the carry off the side of the map, and that should be Atlas holding strong.
Yeah, and immediately see the swap come out, right? D.Va can deal with a Zarya. It's not quite so simple, but if you have no verticality, no angles, and you're just a sitting duck for that beam, it is an awful life. We see another TP come in. No bubble here. Really interesting. Instead has to try and use it on the escape, but no, Edgymum had an initial bubble, used it personally for whatever reasons. Now the only way that you can win this fight is just out DPS the other tank, but that's the thing with Zarya, it's the snowball potential.
Yeah, it's so hard to get back into the good graces of this composition if you didn't start on Zarya and you just keep dying like Alex the carry is right now. See if that can change, but right now it's not looking too hot for Visored.
That it is not, and now we're also coming up on some crucial ultimates, and you can just snowball there. Look how much the point has progressed. We're already in final fight territory. Visored's going to have essentially nothing to work with, just an overclock, and Scraggy's out of the fight, so any hope of a sound barrier is just purely speculative.
That's a huge pick though, right? Edgy Mom going down, but again, you still have not been able to find anything as Ethan and Easy Claps are out of the fight as well. It's all on the back of Alex the carry right now, but I don't know if they can really find it. They've got to build up to this grab, but there's just no real time remaining. Walking in, Kitsune Rush trying to touch the point. They get there in the end, but they're still dueling on the point, and Stars is down. Astrida finds another pick, and Alex the carry is now gone. The Death Blossom coming in from the side, taking down Easy Claps, and that is, in fact, an easy clap for Atlas Kessoku.
Yeah, that's the snowball potential, right? Control can go by in a bit of a flash. You know, you start out on the D.Va doesn't work for you, but you don't make the necessarily instant swap to Zarya that you need. You take one extra fight to do it, which means in the final fight, you're behind on the grav, you're behind on crucial resources, you're behind on energy as well. However, this is a point where you can deviate away from that style. Like, if you do not want to get into a Reaper v Reaper Zarya bubble matchup against Atlas Kessoku, this is like kind of the place to do it, right? You know, if you want to play a Wrecking Ball, you want to play for angles, you want to maybe have your hit scan play from a bit more range, that's all very, very possible on this objective.
Yeah, it definitely is. As Ethan has taken taken the play out and taken this amount. Okay, never mind. Just gonna swap back over to the Sojourn here, dueling at that long range. But you're all alone here. You might just get caught out pretty easily if you're Ethan here. Now rotating onto the point though, trying to start it up as Iridescent gets off the side of the map. Good start off for Scraggy, but a lot of people are low on Visored at the moment, and they've been pressured away from the point. So now, I mean, Atlas Kessoku have everything they really want as Easy Claps off the side of the map. Trade back though, Ethan finding that shot, but it still doesn't seem like it is going to be enough at the moment. But hey, Visored have control of the point now. Spectre down as well, and Alex the carry finally getting in on this kill feed as Silas is gonna fall.
Yeah, we need to put a big yellow sign by this edge. Lucio's been having a bit of a field day with the boops thus far, and we get a late stagger onto Astridia as well. It's going to be a perfectly fine prospect for Visored here. They're going to push up aggressively. Again, at least Edgymom able to escape with their life, maintain a bit more energy. You have to build up to it, and that's the problem with Zarya as well. A bit of a slow burn. You lose one fight, and you essentially need like 2 cycles to become a real character.
Yeah, I was going to see here. I mean, goodness gracious stars. Ethan down already, and now Alex the carry quickly afterwards. It should be all over on the point here for Visored. They get up to 41% on the board.
Yeah, you can always account for having a player like Spectre in the back just landing rails, and that is the alpha hit scan threat. Which can win you. Now we see a bit of a differential here. It's Atlas's Kessoku's turn to move up aggressively. We do know Easy Claps is in the back, has TP'd in, shooting out Edgymom, maybe trying to force some bubbles or some early pressure.
Yeah, what works for him here. See how they can go in any further, but still just waiting it out at the moment, looking for an opening, and there it is. Iridescent has failed, and that is huge. Now Alex the carry can take all the space they want. About to have the grab going in. They're gonna find people with it and burn through that sound barrier quite quickly. They still do lose Scraggy, however, so there's still definitely a chance. But now Edgymom falling down is not what you wanted to see. Trades keep coming back and forth. You still have this Death Blossom, and you're coming back. You've lost Ethan, but it's still going to be Visored in control, as it is just Astrida left on the point trying to get away.
Ooh, that beam a little deceptively long right there. Visored may have, you know, decent use of their ultimates. It's all in the sound barrier. We know that Astridia used theirs, so you're not going to be able to utilize that to deal with the Visor DPS ultimates, but it's not like there isn't a grav and also mirror DPS ult as well from Atlas Kessoku.
Because now they're going to come in, and there's already the grab out from Edgymom, but they're just throwing an Easy Clap with 2 with the Death Blossom to hold them off. Spectre does pop their own overclock, but that's just not going to find anything that you're hoping for here. Is 75% and counting for Visored.
Atlas put everything into that fight. They have nothing, no resources, no ults, no friends, no family, no lifelines to come and help them. Ethan is just going to be able to free fire with this overclock here. You can barrel stuff the choke with a Kitsu Rush if you wish. There's a million ways that Visored can win this fight, and there's maybe one way they can lose it.
Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious. Ethan falling down, point flips over immediately, and Iridescent makes the swap over to the Venture. Alex the carry now down as well. This is huge for Atlas Kessoku, as they now need to be perfect if they want to finish it out here on Night Market.
You cannot let Astridia get to this sound barrier. It's possible in an extended fight if you poke through. It's a slow charging ultimate, but that's exactly what Kessoku are going to maybe try and do. Either that or go for some kind of aggressive engage to force the ult. But Visored have to win here. If they cannot win with, you know, these ults in their back pocket, what good can they do in the series?
A good question indeed. Ethan has dropped their overclock, and 2 kills have already come out from Visored. Continue rush now in, and that looks like it's all over here on the point. All red in the kill feed for Visored. And that should be that. Iridescent trying to stabilize, trying to buy some time, but they're deleted instantly. No one's going to be able to touch, and we're all tied up on Lijiang Tower.
It makes you wonder, right, you know, with Atlas Kessoku, what if they were, I mean, we're in the bargaining phase, I suppose, you know, what if we, in that 4-ult fight, we just hold back 1 ultimate, you know, maybe we have an overclock, maybe we have a Kitsu, maybe a grab, just one thing, because honestly, the fact they were able to win any fights against the Visored ult bank was something truly spectacular. And what I'm really interested on is both of these flex DPS, Iridescent and Easy Claps, have been doing fantastically so far with the help of the Zarya. I think on this specific point, I do slightly prefer the Venture, mostly just for that splash damage, mostly for the fact that you're playing always in enclosed environments.
Yeah, we're going to have to see now as we're going into the last and final point, control center. And, I mean, already getting some good damage here onto Easy Clap is Iridescent going fully into the thick of it. Are they going to be able to stay alive? Yep, they get a nice bubble in from Edgy Mom, but they lose their Lucio. But the trade is there. The Zarya is gone. You'll take that trade all day, every day, Hector. And now you can set up on point. Take first control.
Atlas Kessoku, they saw the trigger, they saw that the Reaper had the Wraith Form 4th, and they were like, okay, that is our signal. Now we can go in, put a bubble onto the Venture. What I thought was impatience from Iridescent turned out, turned out to be just, you know, instincts.
Now they go in. Iridescent's very low. Oh my goodness, they finally go down for the count. But now, I mean, that might just have paid for this this hold. They do lose Easy Claps, however, but Edgy Mom all alone in that back of the point. Point is going to flip back over to Visored now as well, and, well, Spectre is deleted.
Yeah, pendulum swings back and forth. People who are expecting a 5-map banger, don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. I think we will be here for quite a while. Ethan's been doing so much damage thus far. Already has up to an overclock. I think this will really catch Atlas Kessoku off guard here.
Yeah, I would have to think, right? I mean, you know what else might catch him off guard? Edgy Mom is 5% away, now has the grab available, grabbing the wall, but they do get some people in it, but they don't find the kills. It's just not what you wanted to see. You had a fight-winning ultimate, but nothing is on there, nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and it's just not a good grab from Edgy Mom if we're being perfectly honest, right? You're already in a 4v5, and it's a solo grab onto the enemy Zarya, who still has bubbles and both supports alive. Now Visored are feeling themselves a little bit now.
Oh my goodness, yeah, just touching the spawn doors there with that sound barrier. And now, I mean, hey, it's going to help them set up as Astra has to reset.
Relatively inexpensive fight win as well. Sound barrier, it's only 1 ult. It's not big in quantity, but it certainly is big in quality. There's a million different uses of that. Easy Clap has to be very careful on the front line, of course. Has the TP perk, essentially a second Wraith Form, but forced to burn the Wraith Form as well. And Silsey goes down before the fight even begins.
Yeah, Silas is not working well, and there it goes. Spins away yet again. Easy Claps in the chat for Easy Claps. And that should really seal the deal up to 90%. I mean, obviously, though, they just need to be able to touch the point. They have the ultimates to hold on to this.
Yeah, but who's going to get there? I think it has to be, like, Iridescent maybe popping the ult to try and get the dash. Has the bubble on, barely gets there, and you have a huge ult advantage right now.
No way.
You're going to use it for everything that it's worth. The point has been flipped. You're in a 4v3 situation, though.
you find that pick too, and that was huge, but now you've got to deal with Alex the carry on the point. The Zarya's dueling on point, and they finally come into control as everything turning up. Atlas Kessoku, but the respawns are coming back. Iridescence is low. You don't have your Zarya any longer. The respawns are back, and Ethan has found 4. Oh my goodness, what a play coming in. Can they make it 5? They don't need to. They go fall. Spectre's last one left, but that's not going to matter. No one can, yes, they do, sorry, get there in the end with a sound barrier. Now there's 3 on the point here for Atlas Kessoku. Can they stabilize? Can they build up? They could get up to this grab in theory. Edgymom has been building these grabs up huge so quickly, but they need to be careful. They're so low, they need to get healed. Ethan still on the point, finding pick after pick, and Visored takes map number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've just been Ethaned. And there's really no other better way to say it. Absolutely the hero saving the fight at the very end with a nasty 4-piece. And even then, Atlas Kessoku went down swinging. They went down fighting with every ounce of spirit that they possibly had. We're going to see Ethan come in here. Literally just playing point-and-click adventures like it's nothing right there. You know, the fadeaway headshot onto Astridia, then onto Stalzy as well. Really fantastic hits cam play at the end there. It was a big team effort from both of these teams. Obviously, the Zarya is generally playing around the DPS to enable them with the bubbles, and it certainly worked for both sides.
I really wish I was good at Overwatch like that, you know? Just not good. I'm just not a good Overwatch player. But
No.
it makes me feel better when I get to call cool calls like that, though. And now Visored up 1-0 after a really shaky first round, really clawed it back and looked a lot better those last 2 rounds. Now up 1-0 in the series, but obviously now we have to wonder where Atlas Kessoku is going to be taking us.
I don't really think that the choice will matter so much in a series like this, to be honest. I think like both teams have their style. And both of them look fantastic on it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And yes, Atlas Kessoku did not win that map, but I would hesitate to say they are outmatched. It's not like, okay, we're at the bottom of the 9th, we're playing like the meta comp and we're clearly losing on it, right? No. It is stupid close between these teams. It is stupidly evenly matched, right? So you can go again with the Zarya style. Literally, the only difference in the comps at the very end is the Venture versus the Reaper. But, like, honestly, they kind of do the exact same thing. I will just say, I think it's the only decision as to whether you play the Reaper or Venture there is just what you're more comfortable on. Maybe, like, is the enemy running, like, a sim or something? Because maybe the Venture could be a bit more effective. Do you want... Maybe the flex of maybe their tank line does something about it because Reaper's maybe a bit of a better tank buster than Venture is, but like you're not really playing Reaper to bubble him and then just, you know, shoot a hog repeatedly. Like he can do that without it, you know? So it's just a complete matter of preference, and I think both these teams are going to carry on for the Zarya. See how they can work on the intricacies of these comps as we go in. Like, you know, if we wanted to like nitpick, because again, both these teams are fantastic, but there were fights where, you know, everyone knows the idea of the first bubble, right? You call the Reaper TP, you go in with the bubble. Okay, cool. Everyone with arms and a brain can use that first bubble correctly. But then what happens to the second, right? You know, you look at some of the top players like Harbin, who would not be caught dead using a self-bubble. They would rather, like, go to the ends of the earth and die just to give their Reaper another bubble. Then you have other Zaryas that play, like, quite aggressively and try and engage with, like, and try and use that second bubble for selfish reasons. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get it back in the mid-fight to, like, peel off for your backline, you know. I think that the bubble use is going to be massive, and it's a big thing that we should probably look forward to. Again, everyone can TP in a Reaper with a bubble. That's fine.
As now we have looked at the next map here, as it's going to be Esperanza. We're headed into push.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I mean the push is going to be relatively standard. The bans are mostly going to be what interests me to see exactly if the to see exactly if the teams stick to the Zarya style, whether they want to ban out specific things. Like I can only think like maybe you're not a fan of playing against the Reaper, you would ban that out. But like I don't think we're going to be. I don't think we're going to be reinventing the wheel with our bans here today. We're not Volta. We don't need like a 5,000-page spreadsheet to figure these out. The teams like Zarya comps, they will probably play more Zarya comps.
I'm also wondering, right, how much of the Zarya was being played because Ramattra was banned on that first map, right?
That is true. That is true.
And especially if these bans turn out to be, you know, targeted towards more of a Ramattra comp instead of a Zarya. But I mean, again, you can kind of make those are kind of interchangeable tanks somewhat, right? Obviously, a lot more brawly up close and personal with the Zarya, and then Ramattra being the best of both worlds between the Sigma and Zarya and a Reinhardt, right? So it'll be definitely interesting to see what the bans are going to be. As it is going to be a diva ban from Atlas Kessoku, and I mean, hey, it's Esperanza, right? High ground's important, so taking away that diva where we did see initially Alex the carry started out on.
Yeah, that we did. I'm so big on my Zarya narrative, and like if the teams don't roll out on Zarya, I'm just the worst player ever. But like I feel like Zarya with the self like jump perk can contest those high grounds on this map about as well as a diva can. They're not massive, you know what I mean? They're oppressive for sure. And then the cast ban on the other side from Visored. I'll be for real. I could not tell you. I mean, the cast works as a bit of a soft counter to the Venture and the Reaper. Both of those characters with the flashbang. We do have a substitution coming in from Atlas as well, which we will be very eager to see. It is Riku that's going to be coming in. So it's as we said earlier, yeah, Iridescent listed as a tank player, came in on the DPS. What terrifies me is and Star and Shadow. And Shadow coming in as a substitute for Visored as well. Genuinely, here's what scares me. Iridescent was doing fantastically on the Flex DPS. Like, is Riku better? That would be scary.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they are the starting Flex projectile DPS for a reason. And then it looks like Shadowkill has come in to specifically play the Ana. It would seem, right? I mean, that's their most played hero, their favorite hero. So I'm assuming we're going to be seeing some Ana from Shadowkiller. Other than that, I mean, why would you sub out Stars? I mean, Stars plays Kiriko. I mean, and so I'm interested to see that cog in the whole.
You know what I'm really interested in about Visored? Three of these players are Australian. Easy Claps, Alex the Carry, and Ethan, all Australian, and playing in an NA tournament. I just looked it up. It's like 12 p.m. Like it's like midday in Australia right now, and they're like, yeah, no, we're just gonna play some CGL. Those guys are nutcases, and I mean that as a compliment. Game recognizes game.
You gotta think about the ping too that they're on.
Bro, Australia to America ping is like a fictitious concept. Like, how are you playing the game? Like, literally, like you stick a pulse bomb and then like 10 seconds later, like maybe it hits.
Well, we're thinking too, right? We're going back to Ethan's clip on Lijiang Tower too. He's one of the Aussies. That makes that clip 30 times better.
5, 4, 3,
right? I mean that's crazy. As now we're gonna see some ping wrecking ball. See how that works for Alex the Carry and Visored. But you're up 1-0 in the series right now. And it looks like okay. Now Shadow Killer is just in to play the Kiriko, and so maybe they just like them better on this map, and maybe if they swap to something, they just have a deeper hero pool or something. But we'll see how that works. Silas is already getting caught out. Estridia as well, as there's a slam right down on top of them, taking them out here. But it looks like Atlas Kessoku have the control at the moment, with Riku finding Shadow Killer out. Now the point being taken is Silas is going to get felled down. Point still in control of Atlas at the moment, but not for much longer, as well the Aussie trio is doing all the work in the world for Visored at the moment.
The ban's far more informed now. You ban the Diva if you're playing Winston, because they can mess you up pretty badly, and you ban the Cass against the... you ban the Cass if you're playing Wrecking Ball, because, yeah, Cass can shut you down pretty damn near instantly. We're going to see Edgy Mom trying to get to the high ground. Actually, kind of misses the jump, goes a bit further, and getting booped in. It has to be a Suzu for a last-minute save.
Ooh, Spectre falls down. Not what you wanted to see here, as it looks better and better here. But hey, nice trade onto Scraggy will take you back into control for the moment. Especially since Easy Clap is so low. Healing is there and not going to be able to really get that momentum you're looking for. The stick onto the Winston, and you don't have to worry about ping when you're sticking a Winston like that, as the follow-up is there. And Atlas Kessoku finally are looking like they're going to lose the momentum that they had.
I have not seen a gorilla get treated that poorly since the Cincinnati Zoo in 2016. Alex the carry now going to hover over things with a minefield here. Can use this to completely split Atlas in two.
They're going to split them in two, but not going to find any real damage like you were hoping for. Now Rico is back, and now they've got the Terra Surge on the line. As that should come in. That was not Terra Surge. That is not the name of Adventures Ultimate. But
Tectonic
it's still,
Shock, yeah.
That's what it's called. And in the end, it does wonders for Atlas Kessoku, and are back in control here.
And I like Alex's adaptation. It can be so awkward to play the Wrecking Ball against the Atlas comp, because, like, yeah, Ball is mobile, but Ball kind of relies on having a bit of setup. If Atlas Kessoku just press the go button, often the Ball is a bit too slow to actually disrupt things, unless you have, like, some crazy level of Heimdall-esque foresight.
Rico is fouled now, though, with a nice swap from Alex the carry on
They just
to
told
the
forward
Winston.
spawn, bro. They just told forward spawn.
Oh, jeepers. It's huge, right? I mean...
Did bro say, "Oh, jeepers" in 2025?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. The Unk allegations will never be beaten. I mean, goodness, that's just not what you wanted to see. As now you do lose the forward spawns, but you've gotten everything you needed to back. You've got everyone for this fight, and you can easily take it back now. As Alex the carry very low at the moment. Into the back line they go, as Shadow Killer all alone. But hey, there's still some kills coming in from Visored on the point. Easy Clap finding the dash, taking down Estrada, and they're still holding strong. The Aussie trio doing work yet again for Visored. Is it still going to be enough? Primal Rage now comes out. Alex the carry very low on point at the moment. Needs some healing.
Oh my god, this is one of the whitest primals I've ever seen, bro.
Still in the end, Alex the carry falls down. Kitsune rush out, and Atlas Kessoku, even though they did in fact have one of the whitest primals ever, still hold.
Yeah, and they still have the forward spawns as well. Again, maybe not quite Avril theory, but, you know, honestly, the ticking the point, getting it further doesn't matter until the forward spawn. That changes everything fundamentally. Alex Kessoku right now, they don't need to win anymore. They just need to survive. Visored can make maybe heavy use of their ult bank to do so, but Alex dies 8% away from that primal.
Now we're going to see Spectre, well, is already felled, and that's just not what you want to see, but you're in control of this pretty heavily at the moment with Tectonic Shock now on the board. You found two already, looking for more, but that's not going to be the case. You're off to walk back, but you're still pushing forward.
Yeah, that you are, and you can just see how deadly that Venture Miner perk is. You get your cooldowns back during your Tectonic Shock. It turns a pretty mediocre ult into something fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, Scraggy just has squatted out the air like a damn fly.
Very good stuff already. Pulse bomb now in from Ethan, and Silas is going to get taught in out. As Alex the carry popping their primal as well, and you don't have to worry about primal mechanics when you're in a small little room like that. And now Visored are back in control finally.
Yeah, that they are. This time it's Easy Clap's turn to get the decent blade. Realistically, Visored should be good in this fight. They have a huge ult advantage, but Alex Kessoku playing reasonably aggressively here. They are kind of forcing a move to be made, and now it's a really late beat too.
Yeah, both teams beating at that moment. Now Easy Claps is down. The blade doesn't find anything you were hoping for. Now Alex Carey all alone taken down. Spectre finds it. And, well, you lost the forward spawns for the moment, but you're going to get it right back after you take care of Ethan.
Yeah, Alex Kessoku bouncing back quite spectacularly. And now Visored are in a really rough spot. That was like your fight to win. You needed that to get your forward spawns back. Now Kessoku are just going to get theirs. And again, you can win fight after fight after fight, but if you do not get that tick, then it didn't matter. It was all worthless.
Yeah, not good at all. Now Shadow Killer is going to drop that Kitsune rush onto the point, but still, trades keep coming in, and now it is anyone's point. But in the end, Atlas Kessoku back in control. Alex Carey finding Riku out, so still anyone's point at the moment. Edgymom still has this Primal Rage, though, so they can still stabilize, still keep in control of this point. Maybe, just maybe, we'll see a better Primal here at the moment.
Oh my god, Edgymom was Korean all along!
As they're able to come in with a nice juggle, take down the Lucio of Scraggy, and keep in control for the moment. No, maybe not, as plot is being pushed away back towards spawn, but Easy Claps is felled.
This is so scrappy, but again, every advantage that Visored get isn't even an advantage. They barely have control of the bot. Alex Kessoku can just plant their butts on the point. Keep it there for as long as possible. They're doing just fine here. Alex now with some very nice juggle mechanics. It's forcing the backline all the way back, but they are keeping each other alive. And eventually Spectre comes in to peel off as well. Fantastic team play from Atlas Kessoku, dealing with the admittedly very strong mechanics of Alex.
Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious. I would just love to see what they look like not on ping, right? I mean, as we'll have to see if this things continue now going into what could be the final fight territory here. You've got a lot on the side of Atlas Kessoku to keep pushing forward, and now Alex the carry is all alone. So is Ethan, gonna be able to plink away and stay alive. We made the swap over to the Echo 2 as Astra falls down for the moment, still trying to find the kills. And there's Riku with the Tectonic Shock, finishing it all off. The blue is filling the kill feed for the Dragon Blade. Are you gonna take him out of the sky? You do indeed, and that is that. Tied up 1-1.
Ooh, yep. Well, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a gambling man, which of course I am, it's why I lost all my money at the roulette table and why my wife no longer speaks to me. Like, I would bet on going to a map 5 because both these teams are so hotly contested, you know. I mean, the Winston style, I looked at it initially. I didn't like it. I don't think in my heart of hearts that this is a Winston map. But clearly the fundamentals were there, and I was just impressed. Atlas were playing so well as a unit. Fantastic individual performance, but also fantastic team play as well. Well deserved to tie up this series.
Yeah, really good stuff indeed. All tied up. So make sure you stick around. We're going to head to a short little break, get some popcorn, go to the bathroom, come back, and join us for more Overwatch right after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this matchup here between Atlas Kosoko and Visored. We're all tied up 1-1 heading into map number 3. And, well, map number 3, we've got a little teaser for it already in our background there. It's going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Yep, that we well know, and we've seen the flexibility of these teams come out in great force thus far. Of course, I was on my Zarya hype train, as per usual, and then the teams just do a Winston mirror anyway. But it seems like they're very comfortable on a lot of different styles. Counter-swapping isn't really like their kind of flavor, you know what I mean? It is mostly a case of, okay, like, they're having maybe a bit of an ego off, a bit of a contest, but I mean, you know, that is what it's about at the end of the day, right? Thinking anything that you can do, we can do better. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more prime Winston gaming coming up on Gibraltar, is of course the map for it. You're essentially stuck playing like Ball or Diva or Winston here, right? And we know that the Diva ban is already gone for Atlas Kessoku. Visored get first ban, so if they want to protect tank, they can do that. And this is like very tank decided. Like, you'll always have more DPS options, you know? Like, you ban a Sojourn, okay, there's a Freya or an Ashe in the back pocket, you know? So, mostly expecting to see the tank bans.
And it is...
Oh, drumroll, everyone! What are they banning? Genji, okay. How strange.
Yeah, which I talked about. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll see a Protect Cut ban coming in for the tank role, but no. Genji...
Well, chat, I never said I was clever. Only that I can talk.
That's what I always say, right? Be wrong with confidence, then people will believe you.
Hell yeah, brother. But no, the Genji, I mean, it was causing a lot of problems, right? I think that Atlas Kessoku, it was Riku on the Genji, who was doing like a fantastic job when compared to Visored, so not something they want to deal with. Ana ban from Atlas Kessoku basically just means that Ana Brig is dead again, but like the teams are very comfortable with Lucio Kiri. Lucio Kiri will never stop being meta. Sorry, support players, but you know, get back into Lucio. So, like, I mean, at least main support, you can like sometimes play Wu Yang now because Wu Yang exists. If you're a flex support, it is like, you know, like that meme, like get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. It's like that, but it's just like get ready to learn Kiri, buddy.
Yeah. Or
it's my favorite. It's my favorite language. Kiriko Overwatch.
Or just be bad at the game like me, so you can just play whatever the heck you really want to, because you're in gold and...
Bro, this is like the second time you've said, like, you're bad at the game. Are you being a pick-me boy live on broadcast?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
At least we have your brand on point. No substitutions between these two teams, so it seems like they are perfectly fine and content playing these exact characters. Also, I want to stand corrected from earlier. It was Spectre that was playing the Genji, not Riku. But still, point is, Atlas were doing a fantastic job on it. Now you're taking away a pretty crucial piece of that puzzle. Obviously, with no Genji, the hit scans were always going to be pretty free, but are going to be good to roam around. There are three... It's odd. We went from a meta where it felt like hit scan was like completely dead in the water to a meta where you can quite comfortably play the Sojourn or the Freya or the Ashe to like a very, very high level. And like Cass on control and Flashpoint maybe, but like on Gibraltar, it's not quite going to be that. I am more on the Ashe train than a lot of other people are. I think that Ashe is a bit like, obviously everyone knew that like she got buffed with her fall off and was like a bit better, but I would even take an Ashe over something like a Soj or a Freya. There are some very long sightlines on Gibraltar, of course, but remember, Freya isn't like, Freya is hit scan, of course, but like at the distance, at a range, you know, 60 meters is very generous amount of distance for Ashe to still get like max damage from, right? And the fact that you have hard hit scan bullets as opposed to the projectiles from Freya, which can be a bit awkward to land sometimes, you can get the better in those duels. Everything I said about hit scan, completely thrown out the window because Atlas Kessoku are playing a Venture Tracer attack. This is very interesting, Mr. Ransom.
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback on, I've always liked Ash just for the control that you can get with that dynamite, like we're seeing already from Ethan here. Especially with these close quarters that you are going to be trying to push through, right? You can get a lot of damage, and there's some damage coming out. Silasy is already down for the count, and Atlas Kessoku will have to figure out it now with Riku falling out, and now, well, Visored is in control fully.
I'm a fan of Scraggy on the defensive break as well. Of course, Lucio's going to get you value on attack and defense. Spectre actually gets staggered out quite late there. But, like, yeah, of course the Lucio's always going to be valuable, but with Brig, you don't really need to utilize the speed as much on defense, at least not on this first point. The Brig can essentially just stop the D.Va playing the game, and if we have, like, a hard D.Va mirror, then you're giving your D.Va a massive edge by playing the Brig in that 1v1.
See if that continues to be an advantage for Visored. Here's are already going in. Alex the carry able to, well, at least Astrid is able to stay alive.
Astrid is so alone!
Which, yeah, that is not good right there. But in the meanwhile, right, Atlas Kessoku's gotten it towards the end here, but not having that D.Va any longer on the point. You're still trying to hold on. Riku trying to get back as Easy Claps has fell down for the moment now, trying to regroup, heal up, and get ready for another push. As Riku is going to be the one to engage off it. As Scraggy falls down. Great pick coming in from Atlas Kessoku right now. They have that advantage. Going to have to invest in self-destruct to stay alive, stay in the fight, and are going to be able to keep it going. Easy Claps does fall for the moment, but still, it's anyone's point. You are going to be able to get to the point there in the end. Ethan is going to fall, but Bob is still on point for the moment, but it's not going to really matter. Everything coming up red yet again. Atlas Kessoku are able to stabilize and take the point.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't think the Kitsu was necessary, but the main point of that fight is Kessoku's aggression was fantastic there. You know, they are already... Venture Burrow is like the go signal because like you can see the Venture burrowing towards you, but what can you do about it? You know that's a clean engage, you know that's going to be some guaranteed damage. Everyone comes in immediately. Kiri TP's in along with D.Va engaging. It's a scrappy fight, but Kessoku with the shock and awe strategy gets them very far.
And already pressuring out here on the point early on, already finding 2 kills is though Visored. Riku and Spectre are down for the count. Still, you're still trying to hold on to this, still pushing forward at the moment, right? But probably aren't going to get much more progress here at the moment if you are Atlas Kessoku.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Ethan has the high ground, and Ethan is good to be hitting these shots. It's very hard, like, your flex DPS are generally very good at controlling closed off space, right? You know, holding short angles, but what is there to do with all of the open space that Ethan just has free reign on? You cannot expect your tank to cover all of it. Generally, you need another hit scan. Or, you know, Riku can just can just delete Tracer from the game.
Yeah, right, and it goes back to sight lines that can be taken by Ethan as well with that dynamite damage. You're not taking these fights at a full HP, right? But, I mean, hey, you've already gotten up close and personal here. If you're Atlas Kessoku, you've got the opportunity, and now you're pushing forward. You have to make him force on...
Oh my god!
We almost saw a Vega beat right there, Hector, and that was just not... but still, in the end, Astro is able to land those that beat and keep things going for Atlas Kessoku at the moment. In the air, Riku finds Shadow Killa and still looking for more. A nice stick, though, on Riku comes in. And now you're sitting pretty if you're Visored, as you've gotten everyone on Atlas Kessoku into this area, and you're taking them down.
And we're still cyberbullying Edgy Mom. It just feels like this feels like cyberbullying at this point. Maybe that's because it is cyberbullying. Okay, that was something for getting back in the mech. But No, Shredder limit testing with the sound barrier, but it clearly wasn't enough Visored off the back of 2 really good DPS ultimates and a Kitsu Rush, which Atlas Kessoku simply could not mirror quite in time. Again, you can see whenever Riku steps up, Riku just gets sent right back to cover, right back to spawn, and like, saying, okay, just close distance because you can hold those close angles better. Okay, cool. How do you do that? Because that happens.
You just can't, and it goes back to these small points of ingress, right? You have to walk in 1 or 2 places, and that dynamite just does so much work in those small areas that it is so hard when you get stalled out like this, that like Atlas Kessoku right now, it is to come back and take this point. You almost have to alt dump, and it looks like that's what we're going to be seeing from Atlas Kessoku. They're trying to build up to everything.
Atlas Kessoku, like, they need a hit scan. I'm sorry, but at this point you just need a hit scan. There is too much space for you to cover, and you're simply not able to do it. It is likely, as you say, Joe, going to have to be a brute force setup that we see. As, you know, we get a little bit of engage on the point. Again, Riku's angle is found out, so and all the cooldowns are forced for it. So, you know, Riku's still not able to close distance for another 10 seconds or so.
Astridia almost getting caught out here already. Yeah, there they go. Self-destruct in from Alex the carry. Not going to find anyone. Tune Rush now comes in, rally in there as well as now Tectonic Shock on the point. Easy Collapse is felled, but it's just not, there's just not enough damage coming in. It's got to be a hero play coming in from Edgy Mom in the moment here, because there's the only thing left. Pulse Bomb out, no one falls. Now Bob out as well, and like I said, it has to be a hero play, and I don't think, maybe it will be. The supports are gone, but again, there's just no one there to follow it up as the overtime bar ticks away. Visored stops him on the doorstep of point number 3.
It seems that we have found the proverbial thorn in the lion's paw, Atlas Kessoku, and that is hit scan. Like, there are some things and situations where it is a non-negotiable, and it makes sense as to why Visored brought us to this map. They weren't playing it because they necessarily thought their dive pressure would be better. Look at Ethan's damage! What, in the wise words of a in the wise words of a Minecraft YouTuber, what is that damage, my guy? How are you dealing like 8.5k damage? Second place is Alex. Almost 6k. You're lapping this man by 2,500. That's a very big number. It's a very big number.
And he's on Australian ping.
Well, that's how they do it in the land down under, you know. Maybe we need to send you like 2-3 years. You know, let's send Joker 2-3 years to Australia for like DPS coaching from Ethan and forget about him, you know.
Maybe we'll come back. I'll dominate OWCS. That'll be perfect. 28-year or no,
it's either that or we're sending you 2-3 years Dagestan and forgetting, you know.
30-year-old Joker's Ransom dominates OWCS in 3
You're
years.
30 years old?
Oh, in 3 years I'll be.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry for your loss. Anyway, we're going to see the same comps come out. Stridia has definitely been in the Brig hive mind now. It's a fun place to be. Make sure to join us all. And again, Ethan immediately gets Silsey off the rip.
Yeah, Silsey down already is just not what you wanted to see if you're an Atlas Kessoku fan. They're already making so much space, right? They've already taken it space up to this last fight, pretty much.
Sony's pushed the point. Okay, eventually someone able to take it over. Now it's a little bit of high ground contest action. Scraggy falling a bit lower, but for now the positioning seems to be a big priority for both of these teams. Control the high ground. With Visored having a tank still alive, it should be in their control for now.
Yeah, it definitely looks to be a Spectre finally making that change over to the Ashe as well here. See if they can pull out a bag of tricks to try to match Ethan. But right now, Visored are in control, looking to finish first point quite quickly here. Rico is going to be able to get away thanks to that defense matrix. Now still waiting to figure out this fight as Easy Claps is now down for the count. Edgy Mom starting us off yet again for Atlas Kessoku. Now we're down to 2 minutes 29 on the board. Now you're sitting pretty, and now you find another pick for Atlas Kessoku, and you look to stabilize your defense.
And Edgymom is really picking things up here. Was kind of the bright spot from Atlas Kessoku on their own attack. Was finding the odd pick, obviously the big Diva Bomb at the end, but you know, right now doing a good job on this defensive side to keep a lock on everything. Now we're getting very much into the ult exchange method of things. Spectre on 4 HP! Someone please heal the Ashe. Oh my god. We're very close to just breaking that point wide open for Visored, but, you know, still being held for 2 minutes now.
Yes, now going into this next fight here. I mean, Atlas Kessoku still setting up very pretty. Both these two teams have all the ultimates in the world now, but Ethan coming out on top yet again with 2 kills here for the Aussie Wonder on the Ashe, as now will still keep going forward and still haven't had to invest in ultimate into this quite just yet. Nice pulse bomb stick on Riku too.
Oh my god.
As that is that, and the fight is done. No, not quite yet. You're still going to invest everything coming out here now for both of these two squads to try to stabilize. Self-destruct in from Alex the carry. You find the Bob out, but the remake kill comes onto Edgymom too, but the trades still keep coming through, and you find Alex the carry in the
They got the point!
Too. They get the point though, Egder. No! We had it. Atlas Kessoku had it all, but they could not keep the point.
Wow, they could have had it all, but at the end of it all, they were rolling in the deep. And now Visored have a pretty clear shot to the rest of this point. Both teams burn everything for that. So, of course, it's fine for the attackers if they have 3 minutes. They need to build back up to some ultimates. Of course, Kessoku are going to have the initial positioning advantage, but with suppressing fire from Ethan, it's going to be a lot easier to close distance, and how about that for distance?
Yeah, good stuff already here for Visored. They're looking to go up 2-1 here with another fight win or 2. But, well, obviously, Atlas Kessoku trying everything they will to stop them in their tracks, but they don't oh my goodness, Ethan's just too good! Another
Ethan
to start us off! And this is all but over here now, Egder. Shadow Killer does fall, but I mean, goodness gracious, there's not much more Edgymom can do, as they're going to get DMAC taken down, and there it is. 2-1 goes the series. Visored up.
There comes a time in every individual's life where you just get Ethaned. And unfortunately, you just kind of have to sit there and accept it. Of course, a gameplay of the game. I cannot pour enough honey on Ethan right now. I am glazing this man like a frosted donut. It is unbelievable. But like, look at look at the high ground, and I feel like Ethan. Part of it was just a fantastic performance. You know, at the end of the day, there's all manner of like coaching decisions that you can say. Oh, you know, how are we gonna make our hit scan better? Can they play with their team and they position properly? If you hit shots, that's like 90% of your job. And Ethan was hitting a crap load of shots, which always helps for sure. But also, I don't think there was tons of pressure coming out. Again, Atlas Kessoku, I sound like a broken record here, but just did not have a hit scan of their own until about halfway through the first point. They even tried to start their own defense without the hit scan. They were like, no, we'll still be fine with double flex. Eventually, they were forced to adjust things just a little bit. But no, super impressed with Visored for that. The key now for Atlas Kessoku, I'll be for real. If they pick anything that is not New Junk City, I don't think they want to win the game.
Interesting thought process. What makes you say that? No,
because clearly you struggle with open space, and Gibraltar is plenty of open space, and you got kind of just abused by having a hit scan which take all advantage of that. So you don't have push available anymore, but you do have flashpoint available, and of the flashpoint, you have New Junk City, which I believe is in the map pool. Yeah, New Junk City is in the map pool. So like, bam, problem solved. You know that you have the Venture play, you know that you have the Genji play. Visored used their Genji ban, I believe. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, you can just play those now. Running with the Zarya, and we go to a map 5. But then Tennis Theory kicks in, because I learned today what Tennis Theory was, Joker.
What's tennis theory? Did you say this already?
It's basically two hotly contested teams. The first map matters most because they'll just ping pong back and forth between getting their map pick and first ban to basically get the style they want, which means at the very end of this, like Visored would in theory win because on their final map they will get first map and ban. It's nothing crazy. It's like Avril theory, you know, where the team that is winning on push will win the map. Though my favorite is Hattie theory, because I believe strongly that Hattie theory is correct, which is if both teams full cap on payload, the team with the lower time bank will always win. Even though it doesn't make sense, the team with the higher time bank should win. No, the lower time bank team will always win. They just will. They just will.
Nope, not seeing it.
Are you disrespecting Hattie? He is jacked. He is like 7 foot tall. He hangs with the coolest dudes, eats at the coolest places. You know?
I also eat at the coolest places.
What? Like, what? I mean, surely it's just like Popeyes and like Raising Cane's, you know? Because that's an American thing.
No, I eat at Michelin star restaurants, gang.
No, you don't. No, you
Yes, I
don't.
do.
Joker's,
Yes, I do.
Joker's Ransom does not go to Michelin star restaurants.
Yes, he
little bro.
does.
No,
Yes,
he doesn't.
does. Yes, he
No, he
does.
doesn't. And I say this as a guy whose dinner tonight was a bag of like chili Doritos.
I will
Like, you
pull
do
it up
not.
right now.
I'm
show it
very
up.
scared.
I will show it on broadcast right now, man.
Okay. What do you agree with me, Mr. Ransom? As he's just showing a menu.
It says Michelin right down there.
Okay.
It has
Well,
a 1 star.
well, unfortunately for you, I can't read. Also, why doesn't it have 3 Michelin stars? You're just a broke bum.
Ooh, Japanese scallop.
I thought we agreed that we would show another image on the broadcast, but that's separate entirely. Okay, we do have our map. Okay, it's not New Junk City, but it is similar in that nature. I still think that this isn't the best pick. Like, you know, we saw like a Sojourn or an Ash on a point. Like, I'd say it's Sojourn, honestly, on this map, but can still be utterly fantastic. Provided that you have someone that can play that, you should be fine here. But it's more enclosed with the flex DPS. If you want to pick a Zarya as well or something along those lines, then that works out perfectly for you.
Back to that image that we were talking about, Edgar. That's for OWCS finals, right?
Yeah.
So we'll save that for that. Looks like we do have a swap coming in as well, but we'll talk about that in a short second here as bans are coming through. And by the look of it, it is short name bans. So we'll see what those are, because they like to spoil things they like to spoiler things for us on Discord. So we don't know until we know.
That's Kessoku. Like, I think that you want to play Zarya here. You still have a Ram ban up your sleeve. I think that's a decent idea. So what is it that we're going with?
Brig ban.
Why though?
I told
Why,
you
though?
it was a short name.
Brigitte.
No, Brig.
Tell me how short a
Brig.
name Brigitte is.
Brig, BRIG. It's 4 letters, man. And now we'll see here. It looks like Visored has their next one coming in, and I think...
surely Visor just get rid of Reaper or Venture. Those are both bans that are fine to use, and like it would make plenty of sense on a map like this. Yeah, they get rid of Venture. I mean, look, I can't speak. Alex Kessoku are clearly a fantastic team, but I don't think they've been. I don't really agree with the Brig ban here. Because, like, I thought the entire point of going to Kings is, like, you lost the Diva matchup. I mean, it wasn't on account of the Diva, in fairness, but, like, you lost, like, the dive mirror, like, pretty handily when there was, like, the hit scan involved. I guess your plan is to play like the double flex with the Diva in. So, but not Zarya. But the Zarya here would just make more sense. We'll have to see it when it comes out. Honestly, Scraggy coming in as a substitute for Visored as well. Currently 2-1 up. Remember the stakes of this match, ladies and gentlemen. Winner of this will go to the grand finals against the Fallen, who both of these teams really want revenge on. Both have gone to 5 maps against the Fallen, so you know. It's a grudge match, no matter what way you put it.
Yeah, indeed it is. Indeed it is. Is now we can, or at least we're about to be heading in to what could be this final map of the evening, but well, midday for the Aussie trio of Visored, right? And you'd think, right? You win. They're gonna definitely go, especially if they're friends IRL. They're definitely going to the bar after this, right?
They're gonna do a shoey. They're gonna do a shoey. So an Australian tradition, which I have fortunately not had the privilege, I'll say, of having to participate in. For those of you at home that don't know what a shoey is, sorry. Anyway, Riku's aura farming, as you do. No, Riku, keep aura farming! Oh my god, this game sucks. Anyway, that's Kessoku on their defensive side with the Zarya. Again, not sure, not fully sure why they banned Brig if they plan to play the Zarya anyway. The Brig doesn't really like do anything against like the Brig is not as anti-dive as you think against something like a Venture or a Reaper. Like, they can just be fine regardless, but it is a little bit of backline protection, which isn't there. Are we seeing we're seeing a pocket onto Ethan. Oh my god, they're Ethaning it fully. Oh my god, it's working!
This is fantastic. And I like it too, because I mean, obviously you also have the echo in the sky too, which you can go to I mean, yeah, you're just gonna keep pocketing, hey.
But like, as an escape tool, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, genuinely. Whenever, like, Easy Clap's going to play in the air, Echo is generally a pretty good pocket target as well. If there were any 2 DPS to be playing a Mercy with, it's these 2. And if for whatever reason Stars comes under a bit of scrutiny, you look to the sky and you will have a little get out jail free card in the form of that Echo. Alex also on the attack, actually swapping over to the Ram. So mostly, I feel like just using this to control space, you're mostly there as a punching bag, because the damage is being done by, well, his name rhymes with Schmeethan, put it like that.
Yeah, so now we're gonna see here, I mean, going into the fight, Ethan's still looking to get something going. Alex the carry on the Ram for the first time this series. But we'll see how they continue to go forward. Ethan's already found a pick on the Spectre here, in they go yet again, trying to get something working, something going at all. You're still pushed back as you're gonna rotate back. Stars falls. Finally, the Mercy gets taken out, but you lose your Zarya, and you don't want to lose that Zarya in that engagement anyway.
I think Atlas Kessoku were kind of in 2 different pages. You know, Edgymon was on an off angle, which is fine, but eventually Visored pushed forward enough, so that off angle just became a death trap where you're completely cut off from the rest of your team. Easy Clap's going in quite aggro with this Echo ultimate. Definitely not going to be charging a Kitsune Rush off of that, so to call it a waste might be a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, as now we go in. And we'll see. Slicey has this Kitsune Rush to start us off. There's the Valkyrie in response, though, and you have a later one if you really want to use it here. And you might not even. Silas is going to fall already, and now you can use the Kitsune Rush in response. Riku is going to use their Death Blossom, find Ethan out, and it was a solo Ethan Death Blossom, too. And that's huge. It's just...
Pull out the block.
Grab comes in, finds a pick, and now you're investing the Annihilation too, trying to stabilize. Are you going to be able to hold? No, you will not. Alex Kessoku finally going to be able to get some hold going.
Yeah, now you have the Ram yourself for Edgymon, so you're going to be able to trade the front line a bit better. Obviously, you are a lot more survival individually as a Ram, but your Reaper is going to have a much rougher time. Some would say it's mandatory to kind of run the Zarya with the Reaper. I'd say on a map like this, you can get away with it, but Reaper has to adjust the playstyle. No more, you know, TP straight through the front line plays with a bubble. Instead, it's going to have to play very sneaky and very carefully around these cooldowns. Visored, well, they're playing around, you know, the Viper of Ethan.
He has now go into the fray. Spectre finds a shot right on the Shadow Kill. The res is there though, so it's not going to matter. But you don't have that res for this late fight now. As now Ethan drops the Bob on, the focusing beam coming in. Not gonna find quite just anything like you were hoping for, but Silassi finally getting in on the kill feed, finally doing some good work for Atlas Kessoku and us helping them stabilize yet again.
Okay, Visored, you need to get off the Mercy now, bro. Like, it was a fun gimmick at first, and maybe on the defensive side, I see the value of it. But, like, you really need a speed boost for Alex, or just, like, any kind of utility for the rest of the team at this point. Like, Ethan is fantastic, but like, if the tank is not able to position to get Ethan some space, like, it's not really worth, like, damage boosting him, you know? It's like, I don't know. It's like trying to kill a cockroach by shooting a gun at it, but, like, forgetting that, like, you know, it's underneath 12 plates of armor.
Solsi yet again finding an opening here, finally doing some good work for Atlas Kessoku as forcing res yet again. Star still on the Mercy here though for the moment. I mean, you have Valkyrie, you might as well use it for a fight. About Astridia
How does Alex die there?
Who knows, man? Who knows? All I know is that Atlas Kessoku are looking really strong on this streets phase of King's Row now.
I mean, yeah, now Visored just look like they're getting completely outworked here and completely, like, outmaneuvered. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen when you have the mobility of the Kiri Lucio to deal with. You have a massive ult advantage as well. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does anyone know about this? I mean, the rest of the fight is going on.
They don't.
Atlas Kessoku's winning. They're not coming back. Where are they?
Oh,
okay,
they
we have Lucio. We have a Lucio. Goodness gracious. Oh my god, okay. Well, that was a close one. But still, Atlas Kessoku are, you know, they are holding very strong now.
That'd have been incredible if we had gotten a back cap like that.
And if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike joker.
Why would she be a bike?
It's an analogy. Anyway, Sound Barrier comes in very aggressively, and oh my god, Kessoku are just all over them right now. Like, Visored, this ain't it, bro. Get off the Mercy. You are not crazy raccoons. You're very sane raccoons. You're raccoons that made positive lifestyle adjustments and got therapy. Like, just, no, come off it.
In therapy raccoons.
The raccoons are so normal. I've never met more normal raccoons in my life.
It's like the, you know, remember the SpongeBob episode when Squidward lived in the community with other Squidwards?
Coming to bed, honey?
But
that's actually just me talking to you directly.
Oh, yeah, I am. Right after this, definitely. I'm going to bed.
Oh, cool. So am I, bro. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I don't know why I agreed to cast this late.
Yeah, I gotta cook all day, man. Rick, I got a meal
cook
prep.
All day. Oh, meal prep. Very, very nice. Very. What, you back in the gym or something?
I've been in the gym, man. I'm about to become a personal trainer, gang.
You're about to become a personal... Okay, the Joker lore goes crazy. Anyway, maybe you can train up Visored on how to craft a team comp here. Because, you know, they have struggled a bit.
Yeah.
Edgymon has been very much leading the charge on the Zarya. There were a rough couple of fights, but, you know, I feel like once you made that adjustment over to the Ramatra, you were able to really get going for Atlas Kessoku. And at that point, like, there was nothing Visored could do, you know? You were playing with aggression, and it just worked fantastically. Hi, Silsey.
Yeah, I mean...
Hi, Astridia.
I'm interested. Okay, now we
Buy
need to
stars.
see what the.
Oh no, buy stars. Okay.
Oh, bye. Okay, the Wu Yang is gonna come out from stars here.
Yeah, this is another fine defensive option. The times when Lucio would have been on the attack, defensively it still works very well. We saw how well Kessoku could do that. But you know, what good is your Wu Yang if they've just been railgunned with their head off?
Yeah, gonna work for a bit, and then well, their head's gone now. However, Visored are still looking to stabilize here as they do find 2 kills in response. Spectre is now down as well. As Riku is in the backline, Ethan is gone. The carry now felled, but is it going to be enough to change the tide of this fight? As you do lose Riku in response. Pushing back and still looking forward is the Tracer of Easy Clap in the backline. Not gonna find, is finding some damage, but not gonna find any kills, but still buys time for Visored to set up yet again.
Yeah, Ethan's made an adaptation of the Sojourn now. You have a little bit more mobility, a little bit more survivable. Burst damage is still good, but, you know, your delete people from the game potential perhaps a little bit lowered. Riku's already been forced out of the equation here, but, again, if you don't have bubbles to work around, then that is a very real prospect.
Shadow Killer with 2, 3 now down thanks to Easy Clap and fight. Make it. Are you going to make it 5? You do indeed. There's the team kill coming in for Visored.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Visored right now. The Wu Yang going to be perfectly fine provided that you can keep all of that distance away. It's also a very tricky hero to actually get value from. Has an enormously high skill floor, I'd say, with trying to, you know, water bend those shots. But Stars seemed to be doing a good job of it. Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Now Ethan is going to get pressured out. Going to have to go over, and then they're going to get taken down. 2 kills already out for Atlas Kessoku, and now make a 3. Annihilation on the board, but that's just not going to matter as they are annihilated indeed, as that is Atlas Kessoku taking first point.
Yeah, now remember, they only need to get this to the end of first, and, like, that's not the worst prospect in the world here. Visored, again, very much at risk of just being outmaneuvered as Atlas Kessoku. They are pushing aggressively. They're taking a lot of forward space. They really want to get the payload beyond the archway, right? If you want a 4-minute defense for Visored here, like, you need to have at least a decent archway hole, maybe with, like, 2 minutes, right? So if Atlas Kessoku just push past it, not a problem.
Yes, now Alex the carry finding Astridia already, though. It's a nice opening kill for Visored, who is looking to finish the series off here, not force a map number 5 as it's got the Easy Claps as felled, though. Spectre is looking so good now as they've gotten on to what? Look at that, a hit scan onto that Sojourn. Now Riku's found Stars as well. Into the backline they go, and there's finding more and more kills and pushing this cart for even more forward.
Well, it appears we are trading backlines here. However, there's only one backline for Visored, and it's a Ram for some reason. So the backline is of Atlas, more than content to get this beyond the archway now. Realistically, Visored have like one good fight and then one scrappy recontest. And depending on how long they take to get position, it might just be like one fight territory. And that's it hold for 3 minutes against what's going to be a pretty damn good ult bank for Atlas Kessoku, both DPS ult and an Annihilation to lock the point down.
Now, this is coming towards last fight territory for Atlas Kessoku. If they can win it out here, and they've already gone in. Annihilation on the board with the Dragon Blade to try to finish it all off. You find Riku out, though, if you are Alex the carry. And now, you could still hold on, but you need to be able to stabilize. There's Annihilation out. Silsey is going to be throwing on the point. Spectre drops 1, drops 2. Now Alex the carry gone. More and more fall, and it is, in fact, going to be a map 5 going your way.
The bets paid off, ladies and gentlemen. Of course we're going to a map 5 because, like, yeah, what the hell else would these teams be doing, you know? Honestly, It's just haymaker after haymaker. One ultra one-sided map versus another ultra one-sided map. And it is, as you say, Spectre picked things up massively towards the end. No longer are we just singing the praises of Ethan, but, you know, there is now a Spectre looming on the horizon that Visored need to consider very, very carefully.
Yeah, definitely. Right. It's last point obviously is going to be Flashpoint here. So we'll have to see what Visored intend to do. We'll give them a couple of minutes to figure it out, though, as we're going to head to a short little break. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss the conclusion of this losers final right after this.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love. try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Like zoinks, we're back at it, ready to go and getting ready for map number 5. Did you like that one, Hector?
You do give me like you do give me Shaggy vibes for whatever reason. Like, have you ever been told that?
No, actually not. Um, but we're on map number 5 here, Hector, and it's Visored versus Atlas Kessoku. Winner takes all. Saravasa, map number 5, is the setting grounds for it. And well, I'm interested to see what the bans will be.
Yeah, it's been back and forth and back and forth. Neither of these teams are willing to give an inch because they know the other will take a mile. So, you know, tennis theory means technically Visored should be favored in this. Like they should have they do have the map pick. They went to Saravasa. They will have the first ban. Everything that we see right now is still very much on the table for them. So, not quite sure exactly what. Again, they already got rid of the Ramatra a lot earlier, so they can't do that. Lucio it's going to be. Okay, are they really just trying to out-Ethan the enemy team by being like, okay, well, we should have played a Lucio last map and we were playing a Mercy anyway, so now you guys can't have it? It means they maybe want to lean into either the more logical option and coherent option, which is a Wu Yang Kiri backline, or the much wilder Pocket Ethan strat.
If we see, okay, I think the Pocket Ethan strat is out the window with the substitution we got as well coming in a second.
No
But
Ethan?
first, yeah, no Ethan is the substitution. No, it's a Wrecking Ball ban first off coming in from Atlas Kessoku, and then the substitution, which we're going to be getting to in a second, is Scraggy coming back in for Star.
I'm quite surprised at the Wrecking Ball ban, to be honest. Like, I feel like, from what we can see, it is something that Alex has in his wheelhouse, but like it's not something that's been played a lot. That being said, Ball can be really annoying on Saravasa. It is one of his better maps in the game, so I do see the vision there. It's not something that Alex Kessoku want to be dealing with, you know, the gigantic hamster mech running around the entire arena, causing chaos for you and the rest of your team. But remember, the stakes of this are high. You know, we may seem chilled out because, you know, we're always chilled out and cool like that. But no, for these teams, it is anything but, right? You know, there is a grand final spot on the line. It is all down to this one map. You know, your mistakes and your successes will be amplified tenfold.
Yeah, we're just chill guys like that, Hector.
Yeah, we're just so chill for real, bro.
We're just chill like that.
Like we don't even care, man. It's like whatever, you know.
Yeah, let's just finish it up already at this point, right? Interestingly enough, so Scraggy is currently hovering that Brigitte. Like you were talking about, though, the Wu Yang and Kiri backline is in effect for Atlas Kessoku at the moment.
5,
Nope.
4,
Or that has to be just for speed, right? Surely.
Yeah, Juno's going to be here to speed out the spawn. I'm waiting until they leave the room exactly. Okay, then. So, I mean, I think the Ram has a far better matchup into the Zarya, but Easy Clap's going to have a far better matchup into the Venture because of those bubbles, right? It's really interesting dynamic play. The tank is stronger for Atlas Kessoku, but the DPS will be stronger for Visored. So it's an interesting dynamic to see exactly how these teams will play around that differential.
Already though, Visored looking to get the capture percentage starting here. As both teams looking to make their way to the point. It is going to be Visored starting us off with a capture, and they might be able to take Spectre out here, trying to rotate, ring around the rosy. Finally, Silsi is the one to fall down here, and now Riku joining them as well. As this is going to be a first point hold by Visored.
Yeah, I felt like Atlas Kessoku, they were doing a good job of taking angles, but sometimes you can play that a little too hard, right? You know, what you want to be doing is like logical, well-timed, thought-out off angles instead of, you know, sometimes players will just be in Narnia, and then they're very easy to kill and take advantage of. Atlas Kessoku swapping up their comp, so we're going to get essentially almost a mirror matchup. I do think that Silsi on the Kiri is going to get a lot more value than Scraggy's Brig, however, unless, like, you need to force a brawl here, but Brig isn't fantastic in a brawl. She's a much better, like, peeler space controller than a hard brawler.
Yeah, and now we'll see how that works for them. And you know, are they just giving up the point? Surely not, right? Okay, no, they're not just giving up the point, but they might as well now, though, as you've lost Riku out. Now you've lost Edgymom. Yeah, that's the point done and dusted there. Up 1-0 on the final map goes Visored.
Yeah, now Visored are also going to have a pretty big ult advantage as well. On account of the only things that remain constant for Atlas Kessoku were their support lineup, so they'll be even in terms of those ultimates. But, you know, Visored have a free Blossom and a free Overclock. You know, the Blossom isn't fantastic, but, you know, you can utilize a bubble to take some advantage of it. It will also probably just catch Kessoku off guard. I don't really think they're expecting this ult to be out so early.
Yeah, already Riku so low, just gonna get dealt with. There's the Death Blossom. Gonna get a lot of damage in, but not gonna find any kills. But the follow-up gonna be there from Ethan on to Estridia and company, as they are spent back to spawn quite quickly, as Visored back in control yet again of the second flashpoint.
Economical, they do invest the Death Blossom into it. Was it needed? Realistically, no, but, like, you know, at that point, it's barely a trade-out. Now you still have a very strong ult bank looking up. You will, if things continue on the way they are, you will also get the grab before Edgymom will, if you're Alex. So things are looking pretty good. And why even worry about that when you can just early pick before the fight and then use the DPS ult to secure the affairs?
Yeah, and you might even be able to get Estridia out. Yeah, she goes down right there. Up to 60% already. The team kill comes through, and you still have basically nothing online compared to Visored.
I think that Atlas Kessoku can win this next fight, but Visored are going to make it expensive for them. You know, they can go aggressively. This Kitsu used at a distance is really, really kiteable. You know, Visored do not have to fight into it at all. 44 situation. Shadow Killer, actually, is that a Wujax? Shadow Killer utilizes the Wu Yang ultimate, gets nothing with it.
The rally comes in, Riku's down, still have an opportunity to hold here. You've got the grab, you can win this fight. But are you going to invest into it? Yes, you are. You're going to get one. Are you going to get enough? You only find the pick now. Scraggy's fouled, and the point is taken by Atlas Kessoku at 99%.
Yeah, I mean, God, I mean, Shadow Killer dying, using that Wu Yang ultimate, crucial there. Could have been a really good tool to put onto someone like Easy Clap to get a ton of value, cause chaos in the Kessoku backline. So let's hope that Estridia can get better value with hers. The only other ult on the field, realistically, would be Visored getting up to that Death Blossom again.
Yes, now they're still looking to finish it all off here, as now into the fight they go. As already a pick coming in, trade back, but it's still Atlas Kessoku in control with Alex to carry falling just then. Now more and more picks coming in, as you've got high charge Edgymom on the field.
Yeah, slam dunk there from a distance, able to take Ethan out of the equation. Now 75%. Visored are going to struggle to win this fight, let alone get a touch. You know, 20% left. They're going to have to walk through. They're going to have to walk through the impenetrable wall, which is Edgy Mom Zarya.
Easy Clap's going to get the touch on the point here. Force it, and you're gonna just lose this point, though, it would seem. You have the Death Blossom available, and you might not be expecting it. Yeah, they're not, but in the end, you still have a Suzu and a Bubble to stay alive, and it looks like we're gonna be tied up going into our third point.
I mean, what more can it be between these teams? How much closer do you want it to be? Easy Clap absolutely wasting the Death Blossom. Using it there is one of the decisions of all time, right? But ultimately, it was only, like, it was either going to be used terribly or not used at all. And it's even in the mid-fight, it's always going to be a bit mediocre. So things relatively even now between both these teams. Ethan, we know that he's been a hit scan threat so far, and proving it again on the Sojourn.
Yeah, Stridia falling down, grab in from Edgy Mom. He finds out Easy Clap, though, and Alex to carry very low at the moment. And they're going to get taken for a ride back to spawn. Ethan's still trying to hold on to this, especially with everyone so low. You're going to take that angle, find two, and find more when Riku falls after you take down Ethan, but you're all alone. You're going to invest Tectonic Shock into this fight. I don't know why. You find Shadow Killer, so you still have a chance to come back into this now with your Wu Yang, but you're now the Wu Yang's dead. Still anyone's point at the moment, but it looks like an interesting decision in the end to use that Tectonic Shock to take back the point, though.
What a confusing and weird fight. I wish I had anything else to say, but no, Riku utilizing the Tectonic Shock somehow works. Now Scraggy utilizing a rather aggressive rally and a grab to get everyone up. We actually use the Wu Yang ult defensively, trying to keep people alive in the grab, but you know, the members of Visored can just stay 6 feet apart from the Wu Yang ult, and we know why they're 6 feet apart.
Because of COVID.
That's what I was going for, yes.
All right, good. I'm glad we're on the same page there. Is now if we're going into this next fight, right? I mean, Spectre has this ultimate, right? We'll see if it works for him as they're already pushing in on to the engagement. You've got the overclock ready to go, and now it's up and roaring. You've got some damage down. Scraggy pushing back. They've got to stay alive for the moment, but hey, you're still here. Alex the carry, very low, needs to get healed up or you're going to lose this fight. Now you've lost your Zarya, but hey, you've traded it back, so hey, maybe this fight isn't quite just lost, but Spectre finding another shot. Still, trades keep coming back and forth. Point flips back over to Atlas Kessoku. Overclock in from Ethan, trying to stabilize, trying to take back the point, and it is back in their favor. Overtime ticking away. You've got to get a touch, and you get the slide in now right on top of Ethan. Are you going to find the kill? You do indeed. Oh. And now still Death Blossom in. There's Kitsune Rush. Picks keep coming in from Atlas Kessoku, and they're going to be able to stabilize and take this point yet again. But there's Kitsune Rush a little bit late.
Oh my god, we're still going. And yeah, Kitsune Rush is exceptionally late there. I mean, just showing you how little value the Reaper ult gets. It even was well timed with a bubble. Atlas Kessoku, they had their Kitsune Rush, they had the speed boost and their cooldowns. They just cut and run. Easy Claps was just left there breakdancing alone at prom. It was really tragic to see. Now, Edgemon is going to have a grab for this re-engage when it comes through. And Atlas Kessoku could put themselves on map point.
They could indeed. They could indeed. We'll see if they can. They have this Wu Yang ult as well available to start us off. Now they're going to try to hold it on as overtime being ticking away. Tectonic Shock now in. Touch comes in. Easy Claps is down. And, well, you might not even need this grab in this fight as Astridia finding 2 kills here. You're going to have to invest. But it doesn't look like you're going to need to any longer if you're Atlas Kessoku. As, well, now you're on to match point.
And the ults become everything the later you get into these flashpoint rounds. You know, the points themselves are so short-lived and the map is constantly evolving and adapting, and therefore ults means so much in the later stage of things. It's a grab on both sides. Australia did utilize the Tidal Blast earlier, and Riku used the Tectonic Shock too. It's mostly a grab versus grab matchup. Ethan, again, has done heroics in this series before. Can you do it again if you get this overclock quick enough?
Going in already, grab out from both Zaryas, and who's going to come out on top? It is going to be Atlas Kessoku, yeah, again, Edgy Mom on the case. And they're going to be able to take down 2. Now more coming in. They do lose Riku, but maybe you're going to lose out Spectre here as well, as Shadow Killer finds that nice opening for Visored. Are they going to be able to come back on the back of this, though? They have this overclock available.
A very nice thing you can take advantage of, and yeah, eventually, you know, you allow Ethan the time, you allow Ethan the space, and you allow Ethan the ability to take your head clean off of your shoulders. Adaptation from Visored. They have a Ramatra on their side now. Again, decent matchup into the Zarya, so opting out of the mirror and immediately putting those arms to good use. And we even put a Tidal Blast onto Riku for seemingly no reason.
Yeah, the point did flip in the meanwhile there. Now Riku falls yet again. So, I mean, this adaptation is working well for Visored, right? You've got 4 ultimates on the board. Things are looking up for them.
Yeah, that they are. They can just use their distance and use their time to let their point percentage tick up. It's all about winning this fight economically. Tennis theory, it's across a match, it's across a map, and it's especially across Flashpoint. If Visored win this, but they're too expensive with it, they are still screwed for the final point.
Definitely is. Ethan's already found 2 into this. You've used your Wu Yang ultimate as well, and you're not going to need any more in this engagement here. You found everything. Riku's the last one alive, and are they looking to get... Oh my god. Oh, wait. They get caught out. They have to rotate out. Now you have to get the touch onto the point. Tectonic Shock now coming through. And now, could they find a kill? That would be massive. If they find an opening here, overclock comes in from Ethan. They have to invest it, trying to win this out. Now with the Dust Blossom clearing the point, and it does clear enough. They found 2. Ethan finds Riku, and now we're headed to the 5th and final Flashpoint.
I want to call that clever play from Atlas Kessoku, sending in Riku at the last minute, but you use both DPS ultimates to do so. And so the idea there is you get a last-minute test on the point to force out things like the Death Blossom and the Overclock from Visored. But instead, it's just an even ult trade. And at the end of the day, you're not really in a much better spot than you were before.
Yeah, so now they come into this as Alex the carry has this... Annihilation online here, right? So they can start this off quickly with it, and already gotten a Spectre out. Astridia falling quickly afterwards, and now Visored are on, at the moment, going to be in control of the point.
Oh. Everything is on the line right now. Everything is on the line right now, and Visored know it, and they have to be perfect right here. A little bit of a scrappy scenario over the drink of Suravasa, but you know, happens to the best of us. Now for Kessoku, you have to make an aggressive play with this Wu Yang ultimate, but Visored have a lot of tools to deal with it. You know, there isn't one player on that team that doesn't have mobility to get away from it. Plus the Suzu, well timed enough, can just completely deny the value. But what about the headshot? If that's timed well enough, nothing denies the value from that.
Definitely not as now. Well, you trade it back. Astridia, she falls. Now the Annihilation available from Edgy Mom. Is it going to be invested here soon? You've got to invest quickly because it's already up to 75%, and there it is coming online. Tectonic Shock now in as well. Kitsune rush out from Shadow Killer, but you're going to fall point flips over to Atlas Kessoku. You've invested almost everything you could into this fight, and you still have the Wu Yang ultimate as well, as Riku finds 2, and now we're out in control fully for Atlas Kessoku.
Oh my god, neither of these teams are giving each other a break. Neither of these teams are letting up. They are going the full mile here, Joker. Oh my lord. Okay, what do we have? Let's take a review of what could be the final fight for one of these teams in the tournament, right? Visored have a slight advantage here, but if the fight goes on long enough, then Atlas can charge up to their own overclock and even the odds that way.
Oh, goodness gracious, Ethan back in control of things. They do lose Shadowkilla, but they find another pick. Ethan with another dink onto the head of an Atlas Kessoku member, and that might just have done it. 95%.
It has to be
Riku.
Riku.
To be
It has to be Riku. Where's Riku? Oh my god.
They're going to get there in the end. I was worried. I mean, Riku is at half HP. They're going to fall now down. It is up to Spectre to find something, but the Annihilation is going to seal the deal, and Visored have taken the series 3-2 with a 3-2 on Flashpoint.
Oh my god, 3-2,
3-2 Kings.
3-2. Yeah, literally, 3-2, 3-2. We're going to the final point on the final map of the final opportunity that these teams had to make it into the finals. And it seems like Visored will get their winners round 1 rematch after all. Right, you know, both of these teams were the ones that wanted revenge against the Fallen. Both of them, I want both of them to fight at this point. Like, they deserve it with their gameplay, but there can be only one winner, and it's going to be Visored today. They will get their day in court. They will get their, 12-round slugfest with the Fallen in the grand finals.
Yeah, should be a very interesting one indeed. We're going to head to a short little break here. We're going to get an interview, and then we'll be right back. So stick around for the interview of someone from Visored. All right, everyone. We're back here with some interviews with Alex, the Carry, and Ethan. First off, congratulations on the victory and the ticket to the grand finals.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. First, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, the fact that you two and Easy Claps are Australian. How in God's name do you guys play on ping like that?
You kind of just get used to it. Like at the start, it's like weird, but you get used to the 200 ping. Yeah, you get used to it, but it's. I was having a lot of lag issues. Like I was having ping spike from 190 to 240 most of this like series. So it was just when it's spiking and stuff like that, it can be really weird. But when it's a constant like 190 to 200, it's very that's when it's pretty comfortable and pretty easy.
Yeah, you're just playing the game 2 seconds in the future at that point, so fair enough. I get my first question to you is let's have a quick look through the record of Visored, right? It's a damn good record because it's gotten you all the way to the grand finals, right? But let's just see here, right? Winners round 1 versus the Fallen, 5 maps, 3-2 to the Fallen. Losers round 1 against Void Ravens, 3-2. Losers round 2. Okay, a 3-0 there, fair enough. Losers round 3, 3-2. Losers round 4, 3-2. What is it about you guys where you have to go to 5 maps in every single series?
Just like to make it nervous for ourselves, I guess. Like, you don't want to face Visored when we're facing elimination, I guess. That's what I want to say. Don't face us when we're facing elimination.
Okay, fair enough. just anything to pile the pressure on. You perform better under pressure. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, pretty much. Right? Yeah.
Hell yeah. The other question that I had for you is whose call was it on King's Row to pick the Mercy?
Oh, that's kind of just what we've been doing because it worked once in a scrim, and then we played it last match and it worked really well. But I probably think we should have swapped off it like earlier. Once we didn't get any progress.
Well, it's clear that you can make adaptations like that for the finals because I mean, hey, you got a finals match to look forward to now, huh?
Oh man, yeah, finals.
And that's what I wanted to talk about for my last question, right? I mean, obviously, if we talked about the matches that you had already, winners round 1, right, was versus the Fallen. How excited are you guys to look to take that lick back, if you will?
We don't even care about winning finals. We just want to beat the Fallen. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's why we can't lose in any of these lower brackets games. Is because we need to get back.
Well, great thing is you can beat the Fallen and win grand finals. So.
What is it about the Fallen where it's like you need to beat them? Like you need to do it.
There's just some stuff has happened throughout the year, and we think they have high egos. So we want to shut them down.
That's fair. Before we send you off, there's your time to make your shout-outs to anyone you really want to.
I just want to shout out my team again. They played pretty good. Easy Clap is, sometimes like he pops off. Most of the time he feeds. And then my backline, Scraggy and Shadow, they're like pretty consistent. But Scraggy's Lucio hasn't been looking the greatest. I can't even lie. Stars also did really well today.
Bro is reviewing his
Stars
own
did really
team.
well today though. Yeah, Scraggy, you need to pick it up, bro. And then Alex, he's just pretty consistent on tank. He fed a lot. Like this map, I can't lie, but like besides that, he's done pretty good. Yeah, I'd like to shout out my team as well. I'd like to shout out Atlas for a great series. I'd like to shout out my mom, my dad, my brother, T-Pain, and I'd like to shout out Ethan because that guy is Thanos. Thanos.
You know what?
Yeah, no, we remember Gibraltar. That was a Thanos-esque performance.
I remember anything you did, and then remembered that you were on 200 ping.
Yeah.
Too.
It's actually not that bad. It's like flat 200, so it's fine.
That's just normal thing to do. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Go celebrate with your team, and we're excited to see how you guys do or fare in the finals. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Cheers.
It's always crazy to hear these people that play on these ridiculous pings and say, "Oh, it's just nothing, right? Oh, it's just it's 2 seconds."
I'm used to it, guys. like, remember when like Fielder was playing like Season 3 Overwatch League, just like from his like bedroom in Korea on like 250 ping and was winning championships.
It was the saddest thing in the world because all of Paris were celebrating together, and then you just see Fielder in his room by himself. Oh my goodness! But yeah, they're just. I mean, if they can continue that performance, right? I'm really excited to see how they fare against the Fallen, right? And definitely going to be tuning into that, and so should you by following the CGL channels, whether it be CGL1, CGL_2, CGL3, or CGL_4. And you know what? Might as well just join the Discord. It's console Overwatch, I believe. Discord GG/console Overwatch. Console OW, sorry. And you can stay up to date with what we do and stay up to date with the finals that will be starting very, very shortly.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much to everyone watching the stream, the team's putting on a fantastic performance, and for everyone in the background. Make sure to follow CGL channel. Of course, big congratulations to Visored, who have punched their ticket to the grand final against the Fallen, and commiserations to Atlas Kessoku, who are down and out of this season, but we would be more than happy to take them back in another season. Clearly a phenomenal team with a lot of talent, but thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for everyone who's working on this stream, and we will see you guys again, well, probably for the grand finals. So again, make sure to follow and get notifications so that you know exactly when those next matches are going to come up. But for now, good night and goodbye.
Name straight, new wave. Yep.